Thank you for that very gracious introduction. It's an honor to be here. I agreed to participate in this program because the organizers told me I'd be able to talk about whatever I wanted. And I said, that's great. What I should have argued was I'm not going to have to follow a woman who's talking about sex, am I? Because that's tough. I did learn a few things already. Apparently, I'm on the pill. I have a mustache and so you'll have to adjust your statistics. I was originally going to talk about a legal topic, but I found a document called the TED Commandments. This is a TED program. It says, don't use your usual shtick. I said, all right, legal stuff's out. Let's talk about something important, lawyer jokes. I am a lawyer. No, don't say it like that. I am a lawyer. Thank you. I was hoping somebody would do. Yeah. This is not something people usually brag about. Maybe it's something to be ashamed of. I don't know. There are other lawyers at AUBG, where I'm a professor. I would tell you their names, but they've asked me not to, so maybe it is something to be ashamed of. However, as one of the only lawyers here, and certainly the only one who's willing to admit to it, I do inquire a certain number of questions that most other professors probably don't get. At least once during most classes, someone will raise their hand and say, Professor, I was involved in, at which point I say, stop. Nay, nay, nay. Not you, your friend. Good. At which point, the brighter members of the class will say, yes, yes, my friend. And the slower members will say, no, it was me. Once we get over that little hump, they will go into a long explanation of a issue that someone is having with a landlord, if a salary that's being withheld by an unscrupulous employer, or a mysterious fire that may have started in a dorm room in Skaptapara. Again, not you, your friend. Good. And these questions are great. That's why I became a lawyer. They're fun. They're intellectually challenging. I love dealing with this sort of thing. But every once in a while, someone will come up to me and say, Professor. What? I say, Professor, do you think I should become a lawyer? And I'll say, well, let's talk about that. What? This is not a question that's ever asked during class. Never? Never. Never, ever? Never, never, never. I assume this is because we don't want to take time away from our more sexy topics. Conditions precedent. Mutual mistake. Piercing the corporate veil. Or the only other reason, students don't want other students to know that they're considering becoming a lawyer. I mean, really, what kind of person would become a lawyer? Judging by the lawyers in this room, I would say a stunningly attractive person. But I've been around, and I've been in Bulgaria long enough to learn a few things. One, chalga music, not for everybody. Two, rakia is for everybody. And three, no matter you're in Bulgaria, you're in the United States, you're anywhere in between, people love to hate lawyers. And why not, right? Lawyers make too much money. They're greedy. They take a simple issue and make it complicated. And if you ask a lawyer a question, they're going to give you 3 answers, none of which you understand. Lawyers are bad. Lawyers aren't bad, but there are such a thing as bad lawyers. Why are y'all looking at me? But here's your legal tip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Lawyers are not apples. Write it down. We have a saying, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. This is true for apples. Somebody could probably explain it to us. Maybe that's in one of the later talks. But it's not true for lawyers. There are bad lawyers. Of course there are. But it's not all of them. Many lawyers are out there doing fantastic things. Some of them probably made changes that affected your life in a positive way. So why, oh why, do we have so many bad ones? We don't care about the good ones. That happens. Why do we have bad lawyers? I have a theory. When I was studying my undergraduate, when I was conducting my undergraduate studies at Grinnell College, I majored in political science, which is nice, and economics, which is this, supply, demand. That's pretty much it. Two of the cornerstones of liberal artistry. But even as a liberal artist, I realized I'm going to have to get a job. Liberal arts is great, but a man's got to eat. If you've noticed, I probably eat more than most. Yeah. So I went and I did what all of you should be doing if you haven't yet. I'm talking to my career advisors. Now, Grinnell College is a great institution. They have a well-developed career planning. They have several experts whom I did not talk to. My career advisors were the other guys on the Grinnell College football team. It's always good to get advice from people who probably have head injuries. And I'm talking to these guys, a great bunch of guys, some of my best friends in the world. And I noticed a pattern was coming up. Some guys were going to go to medical school. I said, well, there's a very good reason for that. They want to be doctors. Makes sense. I had a friend who wanted to go get his MBA. Ended up going to Thunderbird in Phoenix, in Arizona. Good reason for that. He wanted to work in finance. Okay. I even knew a guy who wanted to go to dental school. There was a good reason for that. He liked to torture people. All the rest of us, we're talking about law school. But we all had, 10 guys talking, 10 different reasons to go there. I like to argue with people, so I'll go to law school. I like watching Law and Order on television. I'll go to law school. My parents want me to go to law school, so I'll go to law school. I don't know what else to do, so I'll go to law school. I want to make a lot of money, so I'll go to law school. These are all reasons. They are not uncommon, but they are also terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Nobody says, I don't know what else to do, so I'll go to medical school. People who go to medical school are dedicated to that thing. That's what they want to do. People who go to law school, maybe they are, maybe they're not. Some of them come out, not really what they wanted to do. They don't like the job that they get. And it gets worse. Lawyers enter a job, they don't like it. Do they quit? No. They stick with it. I hate my job, makes me angry. I go back to my job, I get angry, it gets bigger and bigger. Ah! Sooner or later, we have bad lawyers. And we have lawyer jokes. It's a problem. Probably not for you, but it's a problem for me. A man can only take so many lawyer jokes. There's only one lawyer joke, all the rest are true. I know, I've heard them all. Okay. Somebody came into my office the other day and said, Professor, is this a bad time for me to go to law school? Similar question as I mentioned at the top, but a little bit different. And the person had done research, which was phenomenal. The legal market is down. Hiring is down. Starting salaries are down. It's a very difficult time to get a job, and if I do get a job, it's not going to pay as well. I'm not going to be as happy. Do you think I should put it off until later? And I said, this is a terrible time to become a lawyer unless you want to become a lawyer. Now, I'm talking about lawyers because that's my experience. This could apply to anything else, the ink-stained wretches of the journalism department. Hello, Professor. The graph makers in econ, or anybody else. If you enter a field you don't like, you may not like the job you get. Duh. If you don't like the job you get, change it. Now, it might feel like failure. It's not. It might feel that way. People might tell you that. Failure, spending your life doing something you're not happy doing. If you're not happy, make a change. If you are happy, God bless. My name is Mark Trocinski, and I am proud to be a lawyer. And all of you who graduated from here, I hope you're able to say the same thing, obviously with your own name inserted. Thank you very much. Thanks.